Good evening, everyone, and bienvenue. Tonight is a busy night. There is a federal debate on, and there's also a hockey game, but we are meeting here tonight because we have important business for the MRC Pontiac. So we're going to begin with our TNO agenda, where I'm the mayor of TNO and the members around the table are the councillors. So we need to open the meeting. The attendance sheet has been distributed. Please fill it out. But I have someone move a resolution to open the meeting. Moved by Councillor Odette Godin. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Just I guess I'll give the update on the Facebook license. I have an update on live streaming of council meetings. I would like to inform you of an important update regarding the live streaming of our monthly council meetings. Facebook has recently announced a policy change concerning Facebook Live videos. Moving forward, these videos will only remain accessible for 30 days before being automatically removed from the platform. This change presents a challenge for the MRC as we currently link these recordings to our website to ensure ongoing access to the public. Additionally, the task of downloading and archiving all meeting videos since 2020 would significantly impact our internal MRC server storage capacity. Considering these developments, we've made the decision to archive and transition our live streams to YouTube, where all videos will remain accessible long-term. You can find our official channel under the handle at MRC Pontiac 920. As before, the video of each council meeting will be integrated into our website the day following the session, maintaining the same level of accessibility for residents. So for a last time, I'd like to welcome our guests on Facebook Live, and next time we will be on YouTube. Thank you. Karen Kelly is here. Great. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Karen Kelly, who with our new regulations for council sittings, can join us virtually. So welcome, Karen. Great to have you.
Hello.
And to announce Mayor's Doris Ranger, Donnie Gagnon, Carl Mayer are not present tonight. Donnie Gagnon is being replaced by Pro Mayor Neil Maloney from Chichester, and Carl Mayer is being replaced by Pro Mayor Sydney Squiddy from Elena Kaywood. The declaration, use of the language of your choice. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation. And now the déclaration de la patate sur le décorum. Nous sommes élus par les gens du Pontiac pour les représenter au meilleur de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement le débat et les discussions de cette réunion et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, j'arrêterai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Si cette personne refuse de s'excuser, je lui demanderai de quitter la salle. Je vous remercie. We are elected by the people of Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and business-like manner. I will be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. If the person refuses to apologize, I will ask them to leave the room. Thank you. Je vais maintenant demander à Madame Lesage DG et greffière trésorière de lire un extrait du Code municipal du Québec, soit l'article 159. I will now turn to Ms. Lesage, DG and Clerk Treasurer, who will be reading an excerpt from the Municipal Code of Quebec namely section 159.
Le président du conseil maintient l'ordre et le décorum et décide les questions d'ordre sauf appel au conseil. Il peut ordonner l'expulsion de l'endroit où se tient une séance du conseil de toute personne qui en trouble l'ordre. The officer presiding over the sitting of the council maintains order and decorum and decides questions of order, saving appeal to council. He may order that any person disturbing a sitting of the council be removed from the place where the sitting is held. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci. Could I have someone move a resolution to the reading and adoption of the agenda of the TNO? Moved by Councillor Lynn Cameron. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Seeing none. Number 7, could I have a resolution to adopt the minutes of the last sitting? Moved by Councillor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Number 8, question period and statements. Are there any questions or statements about the TNO agenda? No? Okay. Go on to finances. Annie Vaillancourt, 9.1, accounts paid. Okay.
Good evening. So for the TNO, we have some accounts receivables right now for $11,328. So just a few small amounts, one from the MRC, $857. There's a receivable from the lease side of the $6,400, and the municipality of Shinborough for $4,000. And the only expense in the TNO the last month was plates for the snowmobiles that we just purchased, and that were parked for the season, obviously. So that was $26.10, and that was the only bill paid for the TNO the last month. So the resolution is that is the conseiller depuis la dernière séance du conseil TNO dans le cadre de $26.
Could I have someone take carriage of that resolution? Moved by Councillor Lucy Rigaud-Paquette. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Thank you. Number 10. We have an item of the concerning intermunicipal agreements between the MRC and the municipality of Mansfield for the maintenance of Jim's Lake Road. And this resolution will be read and moved by Councillor Sandra Armstrong.
I'm going to read this in French because it's long and put the English. La municipalité de Mansfield et Pontefract reçoit le mandat de fournir le service d'entretien du chemin du lac Jim, du kilomètre 18 au kilomètre 40, au TNO Lac Migo et d'assumer la responsabilité de son organisation et de son fonctionnement. Et ce, suivant les modalités d'une entente intermunicipale aux fins de prendre les services d'entretien du chemin Lac Jim, il est entendu que la municipalité locale doit fournir les équipements et le personnel requis. Le projet de résolution, entendu que la MRC du Pontiac et la municipalité de Mansfield et Pontefract désirent se prévaloir des dispositions des articles 468 et suivi de la loi sur les cités et villes RLRQ, chapitre C 19, et des articles 569 et suivant du Code municipal du Québec, RLRQ, chapitre C, trait d'union 27.1, pour conclure une entente relative aux travaux d'entretien de chemins forestiers multi-usage Jim. Il est proposé par moi, Sandra Armstrong, et résolu que la présente résolution soit adaptée et que le statut et décrète ce qui suit. Article 1, le conseil territoire non organisé du lac Migo autorise la conclusion de l'entente relative aux travaux d'entretien du chemin multi-usage, Jim, avec la municipalité de Mansfield et Pontefract. Cette entente est annexée à la présente résolution comme si elle était ici au long reproduite. Article 2, la directrice générale de la MRC de Pontiac est autorisée à signer la dite entente.
Merci. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Yes, Karen. Yes, Karen, thanks for for voting. Thank you, Will, for watching. Number 11, another resolution about crushed gravel stockpile for Jims Lake Road, and the resolution will be read and carried by.
Attendu que le ministère des Forêts, de la Faune et des Parcs, en collaboration avec la MIC et la municipalité de Mansfield, a investi des sommes importantes pour la réfaction du chemin Jim du kilomètre 18 au kilomètre 47, notamment en étendant du gravier concassé sur la surface de roulement. Attendu que le conseil du TNO recommande l'usage de gravier concassé pour sabler le chemin Jim l'hiver sur la portion du chemin compris entre le kilomètre 18 et le kilomètre 72 afin d'éviter l'ensablement de la surface de roulement. Attendu qu'une réserve de 8000 tonnes de gravier concassé doit être produite et entreposée sur le site de la gravière au kilomètre 32. Il est proposé par moi-même, Raymond Pilon, et résolu que le conseil du TNO accepte de financer la production de 8000 tonnes de gravier concassé pour le sablage d'hiver du chemin Jim jusqu'à un montant maximum de 48 000 en provenance du budget régulier du TNO du Fonds de mise en valeur des baux de villégiature.
Merci beaucoup. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. We go to miscellaneous. I don't think we have anything, but item 13, we do have a second question period and statements. But this again is to do with the TNO agenda. So is there any question or statement about TNO? Okay, seeing none. But I have someone with a resolution to close. Moved by Councillor Odette Godin. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And just for our audience, to draw attention to the fact that we now have our new council sitting regulations. And through this, we did take a template from FQM and we made some of our own revisions. And the mayors felt it was very important to read out the resolutions with a bit of context to help our viewing public to better understand what we are doing here. And it is also a good way to have everyone at the table involved. We will now go on to our public meeting of April 16th. But I have a resolution to open the agenda, and also the attendance sheet has gone around. Open the meeting, moved by Mayor Brent Orr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. I've read about the change of Facebook Live video because of the policy change. I won't read it again. I've also read the Déclaration d'utilisation de la langue de son choix. I won't read it again. And also the Déclaration de la Préfète. So the same rules apply to this meeting. Thank you. Could I have a resolution for the reading and adoption of the agenda? Moved by Mayor Brent, excuse me, yes, is your hand up?
My hand is up. I would like to propose an addition to the agenda, please.
I'm afraid you won't be able to do that, because we need to have all mayors present, and we are actually missing representation from one of our municipalities. Could it wait until the plenary?
Information, so it.
Oh, information only, like an announcement?
It's to present the environment committee report that we put on the agenda.
Okay, so you want to add the committee report tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Nina's report, very good. Well, for that, yes, it's not something that requires a resolution. It is here for information. Very good. So I think that's a friendly amendment. 13.3. Okay. So that was moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Seeing none. Number 7. Could I have a resolution to adopt the minutes of the last sitting? Moved by Mayor Colleen Riviere. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Tonight, we have a very short youth council report. And it's going to Charlie Sario, who is our secretary. Go ahead, Charlie.
I'd just like to remind you guys that we're having a car wash here at the MRC, May 24th from 11 to 3. There will be a barbecue, hot dog and hamburgers, and we're doing this event to raise money to build awareness of vaping as an unhealthy practice with kids. Our next meeting is Monday, May 15th at 6:30 at the MRC, and we invite any youth aged 14 to 17 to join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. Any questions for Charlie? And just on that, perhaps each of the mayors could think about kids in their own municipalities, ages 14 to 17. We have a smaller youth group this year. They're off to a great start, working hard on 3 items, which are the trade school, the driver's ed, as well as the baking. And so, if any of you know any youth ages 14 to 17 who would be interested, the meetings are just on Monday evenings. Thank you, Charlie. That's great. That was great information. Okay, warden's report. Since our last council meeting, I have met with some forestry investors. I had a Teams meeting with the MRNF regarding the tariff expectations on softwood. A CPO meeting with Director General Kim Lesage in Gatineau. Les Atelier Cartography, the identification of ecological corridors, which held in Campbell's Bay at the RA in the Outaouais. The AGA for 2020 to 2023, Marilyn Cameron and I took part, and Annie Varencourt. We did basically 3 years at one AGA for connection bid picking up. I met with Father Mike Smith and Pierre Alain Giffard and members of St. Peter's Church in Fort Calange. We had a meeting of the Flood Prevention Task Force, which many mayors around the table are on. Budget committee meeting with mayors and DGs at Campbell's Bay RA and with the MMASH, the Ministère des Affaires Municipales, de l'Habitation pour OGAT, the Orientations of Government for Territory Management. We had a mini CPO meeting to approve. We're very fortunate there was some leftover FRR money and FRR1 where we need to have more than one region together. And we qualified because it involves people from the municipality of Pontiac as well, from Des Paulins. So we're receiving $100,000, which will be going towards the abattoir agri-supper project. So that's great. And Valley de la Gatineau got the other $100,000. Meeting of the Environment Committee. And we're going to be hearing a report from the Environment Committee from Mr. Chair, our Mayor of Alamut Island. Meeting of the HR Committee, Bryce and Lions Club, interview with the Equity. Andre Fortin hosted a wine and cheese with the Western Quebec Literacy Board at the Little Red Wagon. And in Clayton Dano's 80th birthday party. I was reading at the CAP. I try to do that each Monday with Rick Bellin, the group of residents. The Community Territorial at which Director General Kim Lesage is also on, at the Shawville CLSC. Youth Council meeting. Chip FM and Pontiac Journal hosted a 5-candidate debate in Fort Calange. A meeting of the CSI committee, plenary, cabinet for some tribe, and actually MRC Pontiac has been nominated for an award. We'll see if we win. It's tomorrow night. I'll be going in representing us because of the breakfast we had and also something called Girls Night Out. TDSP, Book Pontiac with CISO and MRC. It was a great session involving people actually from all over the Outaouais, and that was held also at the Little Red Wagon about food security. Attended Greece at Pontiac High School. If anyone went, there were 5 that I know a number of mayors did get there. 5 sold out performances. Amazing. Really well done. Fire Service Working Committee, Waterway Committee, meeting number 5 with the Committee of Immigration, which we did a collective analysis this week. Another all candidates conversation last night. There were 11 mayors at it in Shawville at Little Red Wagon. Women's Institute meeting today, and I attended the Wood Producers AGM. So that concludes my report and so, okay. Great. So before we go around the table with announcements, we are very fortunate to have some invited guests here tonight. Many of you know Martin Bertrand, who is a teacher at USSA and has been here before for many endeavors such as the Ski to Parliament and firefighters, right? Exactly, our very successful program that now other MRCs are asking about because of the initiation here in the MRC with Julian Gagnon. And tonight Martin has come with some students and I'm going to let them take it away. Director General Kim Lesage and I had a nice Friday afternoon about 2 weeks ago where we were invited to watch the class collecting sap at a forest that is owned by the high school in Mansfield. And then how they collect it and then how they have quite a process. They can tell you about it and boil it. And they actually have been very successful making some delicious maple syrup. We were each presented with a bottle and I have to say it's the best maple syrup I've had. And it was your first batch. So please.
So
Yes, so please go ahead and did you have any pictures or you're going to speak about it? That's great. And I'd like to, yes, I'll just introduce the students by name. We have Wick Bilodeau. We have Kaylee McDowell. Dowdle. Kaylee Dowdle and Charlie Sordo. Go ahead.
Allô tout le monde, aujourd'hui je vais vous présenter la RBL de Cécile. La RBL, c'est une grande importance pour les élèves à l'école. Ça montre aux élèves comment faire du sirop et ça montre aussi qu'il y a beaucoup plus de travail à faire que les gens pensent, comme ramasser l'huile d'érable, la bouillir, tout le bois, puis l'ompter. En faisant du sirop, on apprend surtout de la culture québécoise et de nos ancêtres. Aussi, ça montre comment respecter la forêt. Ce projet ne serait pas possible sans l'aide de la communauté. On remercie aussi la famille de Lebrun et de la Garde pour nous avoir laissé utiliser notre équipement et pour nous avoir soutenus pendant notre projet de la vie.
Avec ce projet, on travaille l'entrepreneuriat. C'est pour ça qu'on est ici pour vous vendre des bouteilles qui nous restent.
The ESSC Sugarbush is very important to us. It's very important to us for the students of the school. It teaches us how to make maple syrup while also making us realize that it's a lot more work than we might think. By producing our own syrup, we discover essential parts of Quebec cultures and a heritage passed down by our ancestors.
This project also teaches us respect for the forest. None of this would be possible without the help of the community. We would like to sincerely thank the Lebrun and Nagal family who lent us their equipment and supported us throughout this adventure. Thanks to this project, we are also developing our entrepreneurial spirit. That's why we are here today with the last bottles of our homemade maple syrup, if anyone is interested in buying.
It's only $15.
I offer 20.
How many bottles did you bring tonight?
About 16.
16?
Yeah, 16.
Excellent.
Jane, I'd like to borrow $15.
Yeah.
Anyone who has money with them, the students will come around. And park it in the car.
Oh, oui, je donne le papier.
I think it's gonna be easy. That's why we're going to change. Pas si on l'a assez dans ce thing. They started everywhere.
Okay. Does anyone else think so?
I first one. No. I said.
No more.
Here. No, I don't want to. Thank you. Mon mari m'a dit que c'est clair. Il m'a pas dit que ma glace,
Il y
en a beaucoup qui mettent une cuillère aussi, des fois dans le thé.
il boit pas.
Ton
Lui boit
thé,
pas
café.
café. C'est ça.
Oh, they all say that.
It's not expensive at all.
Your spirit is alive and well, and did you sell out of everything?
Yes,
Good. Next time, first pancakes. And Martin would now like to say a few things.
Thanks so much for investing in youth, investing in our future. You should have seen Kim and Jay last time when they were out in the sugar bush with us, both feet in the mud, you know, big smiles, going around, picking up sap. It's just a nice traditional, history and cultural experience for everybody. This is what we're trying to do with our students. We are looking for donations in form of buckets, lids, anything, or even lines. If you know anybody in your municipality is giving away or they have stored somewhere their equipment, and they might be willing to donate it to the school, we'd rather reuse than buy new. Okay, so that is very important. It's part of our environmental thinking at the school as well, and giving this continue thinking to the students about reusing stuff. Alors, s'il y aurait des gens dans vos municipalités, il y aurait des chaudières, des chalumeaux, des boyaux, etc. à donner à l'école, on est toujours partant, évidemment, n'importe quel équipement en lien avec les rivières, parce qu'on peut réutiliser et non acheter du neuf, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de choses qui sont encore très bon, ça serait très apprécié. In the past, we've had Michel Lamotte on the island gave us some equipment. We do borrow a lot of the equipment from the Lagardes, and obviously, Pauvoirie, like Bryson, Elie Lebrun, and Laurel, they've been wonderful at helping us make this project possible. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde.
Myself and Mr. Martin. As mayors of Fort Calanche and Mansfield next year, will competition with Madame the Warden and the DG de la Université du Frontière.
Ok, John Fair, ça arrive de même. Vous êtes toujours les bienvenus, évidemment.
Ah, oui.
We're just gonna take a quick picture, so we can all just get that some sort of,
Did they sell out?
Proud of you.
Yep.
They sold that to you. Yeah.
We still do have 1.5 liter bottles at the school in 1 liter bottles. You can always order and we'll do it. We don't have that many. We're pretty much sold out of what we've done this year. We've done 100 liters with the school and about close to 400 liters with the bottles. So it's
Could you
It's
just
good.
pass on your little shortcut about the reverse osmosis?
yeah, so we were fortunate
Genius.
enough this year to have a reverse osmosis machine giving us pretty much cost from the company CDL. It's amazing, like we do traditional boiling as well. We're gonna do that on a big cauldron eventually. But the reverse osmosis machine gave us the chance to really like use 60% less wood. And it's a big science project also for kids, so a lot of learning of how this works and everything, so it is a little bit of modern stuff in there as well.
But it sped up the process.
Oh yeah, big time, we would never be able, like, everybody ran out of wood this year, we still have wood, so it's pretty cool.
That's great. Well, keep up your great work. We're very proud of you.
That's cool.
Hey. Now we'll open up the table for any announcements. Karen, is there anything going on in Thorn in the next month that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I don't know if everybody wants to listen to it or not, but we do have in our municipal hall, there's going to be voting on April the 28th. So if anybody's interested, other than that,
That's a good thing to remind people about.
that's
Thank you.
just it.
Anyone else?
Yes, the Pontiac Lions Club are having their yearly dog race this Saturday at 11 a.m. The barbecue starts at 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. and the race itself starts at 1 p.m. So it should be a lot of fun and lots to eat. Well, come on out,
How many ducks were purchased, you know?
500,
500.
and they're all sold out.
Oh, wow, that was successful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Anyone else? From Mayor Sidney Squiddy?
Yes, so our thrift store at Bethany Hall opens Saturdays 9 till 1. We are looking for summer students to work at our summer camp. Will be our 4th year having the summer camp. Anyone over the age of 16 may apply. It's a great job for students, Monday to Friday, 7 a.m., 5 p.m., no weekends. We have the municipality and the community are putting together a team to review the borders of these school buses. Currently, students in Aileen and Kaywood cannot attend Pontiac High School or any of the schools in the Pontiac. So we would like to see that change. Previously in my time, I attended high school in Shawville, in the Pontiac. There were buses then, they got canceled, so we want to bring those back, especially now with the firefighting program being in all schools. It would really benefit our youth.
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Could you tell us how long it's taking your students on the bus to go to?
Yeah, to Low, it takes, well over an hour. Well over an
Each
hour.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for elementary school, the French elementary school is in Lac Sainte Marie, and it takes my kids about an hour and 15 minutes every morning to get to school. So,
well, good for you. I
Yeah.
think this is an important endeavor.
yes. We are also forming a committee to plan our 150th anniversary, which will be in June 2026.
Oh.
And I believe that's it for us.
Thank you very much. Anyone next? Who else is next? Mayor Bill McCleary from Shawville.
After 2 months of our mostly female population suffering from dollar store withdrawals, it's reopening Saturday. In the Stedman's building, they moved from what used to be a restaurant to the Stedman's building. And it's full. There's a little bit of celebration, they're gonna have coffee and draws and all that good stuff. May the 10th, there's a street market. street will be closed from Value Mart to M&R Feeds. There's about 30 merchants, I believe. And minor hockey will be hosting a barbecue in the pharmacy parking lot. And the liquidation store opens the same day. And I don't know much info about that. Apparently it's returns from Amazon and it
Oh.
changes every time you go in.
Where's it at?
Right across from where the dollar store was,
Oh, by
beside
the
the
bank?
notary.
Oh, at the notary.
Yeah.
A liquidation store, wow.
So we're booming.
You're booming.
They beat that.
Good news. For Ward and Sandra Armstrong.
So, this weekend, so Saturday, the 19th, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, at l'événement des parcs des chutes Coulanges, c'est la chasse aux œufs, Easter egg hunt up at the chutes. And there will be, as, I'm just repeating what I read. As chocolatey as it is fun, outdoor activities, Easter treat, barbecue, lots of family fun. Don't forget your baskets, I guess you need to bring the baskets for the lapins, the hawk. And there's the activities inscription for le camp du jour au patrol. The phone number is 683-3347. There will be transport, there's an additional cost to that though. And you can always rent equipment free of charge at Petrol for bicycling and stuff like that. And there would be for the 30th of April, till the 30th of April, inscription for hockey band for the Maison des Gens.
Okay, Christine Praca for Collage. Okay, in April, well, the program came out for the Young at Heart for April and May. So if you just look on Facebook for Young at Heart for Collage Mansfield Pet Hope, you'll be able to find the program. They have quite a few activities listed. And also I want to say that there is a thrift store run by the adult school. At the adult school in Collage. It's been running now for a couple of months, but the next date is actually tomorrow. So anybody that is interested, it's in the basement of the adult school from 9 to 4.
Okay, very good, thank you. Anyone on this side of the table with any announcements to make? Okay, Mayor Corey Spence.
Well, let's make sure the other people, two announcements, up in Chimbro, April 27th, you're having the fundraiser, to 6 p.m. at the Chimbro Parish Hall. And the other one is for the ATV enthusiasts on May 10th, there's the poker run.
Where does that start from?
Starts at Waltham and weekends in Chimbro again at Portland.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. And Director General Tim Lesage has a message to read in George Range's absence from Shingler, so go ahead. It's another announcement.
Yeah, it was just it's an earlier reminder for July 1st, Canada Day event in Shinbro. They have a lumberjack breakfast, silent auction, local musicians, lots of children activities, food and beverage tent. And with the opening ceremonies hosted by Mayor George Ranger Council. There's also at 12 on the dot, the main event is the parade, and there will be Algonquin drummers. And at nightfall, weather permitting, fireworks at Fort William. And so she mentions to come and spend a day in another hidden gem of Laconia.
Thank you. So that concludes our announcements, and now we go to number 11, the question period and statements. So if anyone would like to make a statement or have a question, please go to the podium and identify yourself. No one has any question? Oh. Well, we're happy to see you. It's nice to have an audience. It's great. Thank you very much. Number 12, general administration. 12.1, we have an update on the communications policy, and this is going to be moved and read, the resolution by Mayor Ed Walsh from Clarendon. Go ahead, Ed.
All righty, thanks, Jane. Anyways, this is the kind of the
foreground or background into the changes here. So in addition of a section on the digital billboard panel, the MRC Pontiac has an interactive digital billboard located near offices along Highway 148. It's used to inform residents and tourists about topics related to the responsibilities and activities of the MRC and its partners. Examples of some of the methods being displayed: local festivals and events, cultural or tourist activities, major activities or local organizations, mayors, council meetings, information about the tourist office and promotion of local products, public holidays and service closures of the MRC and the SAAQ, road closures in the TNO, preventive campaigns regarding safety, health, etc., emergency notice regarding flooding, fire, extended power outages, posting procedures. You can contact our strategic communication advisor for the form. Request may be sent via the form before the 15th of the month for the distribution of the following month. Authorization must come from two of the following people: the general manager, the communications advisor, or the department manager. The distribution calendar is managed by the communications center, forwarded to the management. Another change: the councils will be broadcasted on YouTube rather than Facebook Live, as explained by the prefect at the start of the meeting. Here we go. So this is considering the MRC's Pontiac now has a digital panel at the intersection of 148 and the 303, considering that this panel can be used to broadcast information on various events taking place on the territory to promote local products, as well as to share health and safety messages and important reminders. Considering there's a need to define the type of message that can be broadcast on the digital panel. Considering that Facebook has recently announced changes to its policy on live broadcasts, Facebook Live, and a change in broadcasting platform is now necessary for the council of mayors sittings. Considering the council of mayors, analysts of the MRC Pontiac revised communication policy and visual identity guide, considering the importance of this policy within the framework of the MRC's initiatives, among others, within the framework of the organization's official communications. It is proposed and resolved that the MRC Council of Mayors adopt the revised version of the Pontiac communication policy and visual identity guide.
Okay, thank you. So moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed? Not carries. 12.2, we have another resolution about non-renewal of funding for the Réunion program, and Pro-Mayor, Pro-Warden Sandra Armstrong is going to read it.
So it's a non-renewal of funding for the Réunion Région programs. Reconduction du financement du programme Réunion Région. Le gouvernement du Québec a mis fin, sans consultation et sans avertissement préalable, au programme Réunion Région, un programme efficace qui vient en aide aux personnes les plus vulnérables de nos communautés. Un projet de bonification était d'ailleurs sur le point d'aboutir pour mieux répondre aux besoins partout au Québec. I'll just read that in English also.
Yes.
The Quebec government has put an end to consultation on prior warning to the Réunion region program, an effective program that helps the most vulnerable people in our communities. A project to improve the programs was in the process of being finalized to better meet needs across Quebec. Projet de résolution. Considérant que la Société d'habitation du Québec, SHQ, a confirmé 2 jours après la lecture du budget 25-26 du gouvernement du Québec l'abandon du programme Réunion Région, un programme essentiel pour aider les propriétaires occupant les moins bien nantis de nos communautés, souvent des personnes âgées ou des familles monoparentales vivant en milieu rural, a corrigé des défectuosités majeures à leur modeste résidence. Considérant que ce programme a permis de garder plusieurs milliers de personnes dans leur résidence, dans des milieux où fait aussi rage la crise du logement, où il n'y a aucun logement abordable ou encore moins d'habitations à loyer modéré. Considérant qu'il y a plus de 1000 familles sur la liste d'attente des MRC du Québec, Considérant que la Fédération québécoise des municipalités FQM a demandé le 27 mars dernier au premier ministre du Québec, M. François Legault, de se préoccuper de nos citoyens, citoyennes et familles les plus vulnérables en remédiant de façon urgente à la situation. Considérant que cette demande est restée sans réponse et que le projet d'appartement modulaire de 24 et 36 unités dans quelques villes du Québec promu depuis la ministre responsable de l'habitation, Madame France-Hélène Duranceau, ne peuvent répondre aux besoins des régions. Considérant bien que le programme Réunion ait coûté moins de 18 millions par année à l'État québécois et qu'il ne représente que 0,001% des dépenses globales, la ministre justifie ce choix pour des raisons de saine gestion des finances publiques. Considérant que la subvention moyenne du programme est de 19 309 $, une fraction des coûts réels de construction des nouveaux logements promus par la ministre. Considérant que la FQM a déposé l'an dernier à la demande de la SHQ une série de propositions afin d'augmenter l'efficacité du programme et de le rendre plus accessible pour mieux répondre aux besoins à travers le Québec. Considérant que la SHQ devait lancer une version bonifiée du programme de Réunion à la suite de ses consultations en 2025, considérant que l'abolition de ce programme porte atteinte aux personnes les plus vulnérables de nos communautés, il est proposé par le conseil municipal de la MRC du Pontiac de demander au premier ministre du Québec, M. François Legault, et à sa ministre responsable de l'Habitation, Mme France-Hélène Duranceau, de relancer immédiatement le programme Réunion pour l'année financière 25-26 et de s'engager à assurer son financement à long terme. De rendre à terme le processus de bonification du programme pour assurer une plus grande accessibilité dans toutes les régions du Québec. Que cette résolution soit transmise rapidement aux personnes suivantes. M. François Legault, premier ministre du Québec, Mme France-Hélène Duranceau, ministre responsable de l'Habitation, M. Éric Girard, ministre des Finances, M. Sébastien Schneeberger, député de Drummond-Boisfranc, président de la Commission de l'aménagement du territoire de l'Assemblée nationale, Madame Virginie Dufour, députée des Deux-Îles, porte-parole de l'opposition officielle en matière de logement, Madame Christine Labrie, députée de Sherbrooke, porte-parole du deuxième groupe d'opposition en matière de logement, Madame Catherine Gentilcorps, députée de Terrebonne, porte-parole du troisième groupe d'opposition en matière de logement, Monsieur Jean Martel, président directeur général de la Société d'habitation du Québec, Monsieur André Fortin, député de Pontiac, et Monsieur Jacques Demers, président de la Fédération québécoise des municipalités.
Okay, excellent. And just to say quickly in English, this is a program that has benefited largely seniors, people who are on limited incomes, and it was up to at least $20,000 per home or project. So we could look after, over 20 people each year. And this is, we believe, as a council of mayors, this is the wrong place for cuts to be made. And so right away, we're reacting very quickly with this resolution and demanding that it be reinstated. So it's moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And I'd like to record that as unanimous. You supported it as well, Karen. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Next, we'll go to committee reports. And so we have actually the HR committee, the appointment of the head of civil security management position, Mayor Corey Spence resolution.
Okay, just a little bit of background both on the HR committee, so just in case anybody is here listening. We have a mandate. The mandate of the HR committee is to discuss matters related to management of non-unionized staff and present recommendations to council mayors. The members of this committee, Warden Jane Toller, Mayor Colleen Levier, Mayor Sandra Armstrong, Mayor Karen Daly, Karen Daly Kelly, Mayor Christine Pankard, Mayor Odette Zade, and we have technical from the MRC, Lee Matheson, Terry Fleur, and Kim Massage. Every is there to formally all support communities.
Does that make you a bit nervous?
That's sometimes.
Okay.
So with that, the HR committee has been brought to the MRC attention that the growth of the MRC and the growth of the importance of civil security within our MRC is very important to us. And that those roles and responsibilities within the MRC have grown and become substantial. So things such as Bill 50 on civil protection and significant amendments, the Fire Safety Public Act, the obligation for citizens to participate in developing coordinated regional civil security plans, and on and on. Utilization and management of 13 mandatory programs across the MRC. These are all very important things that need to be done, and to make sure that they get done. So with that said, the HR committee would like to make a recommendation to the council of mayors with regards to appointing a head of civil security. And I'll read out that motion right now. So considering the numerous mandates related to civil security inherent in the MRC Pontiac and the corresponding responsibilities, considering the importance of ensuring efficiency management of said mandate, considering the analysis undertaken by the MRC Human Resources Committee and committee's recommendation to the regional council of mayors, considering that under the circumstances it is opportunity to appoint a person with head of civil security. So I would like to make a motion to appoint Mr. Julien Gagnon as the MRC's Pontiac head of civil security.
Excellent. So moved by Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor? Opposed, and that's unanimous. Congratulations. Well deserved. Next, 13.2. The Public Security Committee, the CSP, local priorities, 2025 to 2026. A resolution by the chair, Mayor Alain Gagnon.
Oui, merci. The CSP committee, comité de sécurité publique, se réunit à tous les 2 mois. Il y a quelques maires qui sont évidemment sur ce comité-là. La Sûreté du Québec aussi y participe. As you probably know, every year the Sûreté du Québec, in their mandate, we give them 2 priorities every year that they have to get back to us, telling us, you know, where they're at, how many times it was done, and over they report to us every 3 months, and then there's a final report done. So at this committee, we recommend to this table, and I'll read the resolution soon, that the 2 different priorities this year. So, considérant l'importance du travail réalisé par le Comité de sécurité publique de la MRC Pontiac et son mandat de participer annuellement à l'identification des priorités du plan d'activité régionale et locale de la Sûreté du Québec, considérant les discussions tenues par le comité concernant l'établissement des priorités locales et sa recommandation à cet égard, il est proposé par moi-même, Alain Gagnon, est résolu d'adopter les 2 priorités locales suivantes pour l'exercice 2025-2026. So, priority 1 regards road safety intervention. The objective is to reduce road collision and improve road network safety to enforce speed regulation. That composed of radar operation. It would be a minimum of 30 minutes in each municipalities at problematic locations, targeted patrols. So it's 4 present at least 30 minutes each in every municipality where SQ officers are sponsors, members of a team over 35-day period. Priority 2. awareness of water users. The objective is to raise awareness among waterways user about regulations applicable to recreational tourism. The presence and intervention at docks, conduct dockside patrols at the MRC during the summer season. So far, we're going to target Mansfield, where there's 12 dockside patrols. Fort Collonge will be 12 dockside patrols, and there'll be other municipalities for a total of 12 other dockside patrols.
Thank you. Very good. So Mayor Alain Gagnon has moved the resolution. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 13.3, our additional item, the environment report. We'll ask Chair Corey Spence to give it, and this is for information.
Yeah, information purposes, so environment committee, and again, I'll go over the committee's mandate and members as well, just for everybody, it is a one-time thing and everybody will know. So committee mandate is responsible for studying various files relating to environmental issues in the MRC Pontiac, including the regional wetlands and water management plan, so otherwise known as the PRMHH. The residual materials management plan is the PGMR, the climate plan, and all the other environmental subjects as requested by the council of mayors. Members of this environment committee is Mayor Christine Francard, Mayor Edward Walsh, Mayor Odette Odigano, Godin, sorry. Mayor Sandra Armstrong, Mayor Bill McCurry, Mayor Lynn Cameron, and Mayor Jennifer Quayle. Our technical is Lena, and I won't try to pronounce your last name because it's very difficult. We also have Jacob Demers, Carrie Richardson, and Carrie is on that as well. And those are members. So with regards to Nina's report, so this is a really heavy file. Everybody knows that with the recycling going on across. So basically, I'll give a brief overview of what happened. So in the introduction, this report presents analysis of the management of residual and recoverable materials for the year 2024, highlighting the most and least efficient municipalities based on the total weight of waste collected, material recovered per capita. Recovery rate or diversion rate is an indicator that measures the proportion of waste treated by recovery channels. So reuse, recycling, composting, and energy recovery in relation to the total quantity of waste collected is usually expressed as a percentage. So these three streams, basically this is a data collection exercise where it goes across and sees what's all going on across the municipalities. What are they doing? Who's doing what well? Who's not doing what well? And how can we improve and make everything better? So that's this. So there was comparisons of waste produced per capita across all the municipalities, and we've broken down into each individual municipality. If anybody's interested in knowing those exact numbers, have those exact numbers, you can get this report to you, no problem. Comparison with recovery rates, so recovery rates from all that good stuff, and seasonal fluctuations. So it's the seasonality of what goes on. So a lot of us are a lot of colleges and stuff like that. So things change over the season. So this is all good information to help better make our waste reductions better. So in conclusion or summary, the analysis of waste management data in the MRC Pontiac between 2021 and 2024 highlights positive trends, including a gradual reduction in the waste produced and a significant increase in recycling. However, some disparities persist between municipalities, and additional efforts will be needed to maintain this momentum. So reduction in waste. Waste produced per capita decreased from 209 kilograms per capita per year in 2021 to 261 kilograms per capita per year in 2024. And the total amount of waste decreased from 5,813 tons in 2021 to 5,181 tons in 2024. This reduction can be attributed to increased awareness and prevention efforts. Number two, increased recycling. Recovered materials increased from 1,143 tons in 2021 to 1,431 tons in 2024. With an increase in per capita recycling from 57 kilograms per capita per year in 2021 to 72 kilograms per capita per year in 2024. And lastly, disparities between municipalities. Some municipalities, such as Portage or Shebrook or Glen, have very high recovery rates above 35%. Others, such as Bristol, that they just in Shawville, have lower stipend recovery levels at 15% or less. So we have some people that we can achieve some benchmarks there for us to avoid. The efforts made in the MRC Pontiac are starting to bear fruit with an overall increase in waste and increase in recoverable materials. However, important improvements are still needed, particularly to homogenization performance between municipalities. By strengthening awareness, programs, improving infrastructure, putting in place effective incentives, it will be possible to achieve even more efficient and sustainable levels of waste management. So that concludes the report.
Thank you very much. Very interesting, good to hear it. So we don't need to vote on it because this was here for information. So now we'll go to finances with Annie Vaillancourt. 14.1, the financial report, and then we'll move the resolution. Okay.
Okay, so for the MRC financial report for this month, we have our accounts receivable as usual, so they're at $2,107,712. We have $684,000 of that are the loans to the businesses, and then most of the rest is owed from municipalities, either for shares or other services. And we also have a few ministries that are owing money to the MRC there as well. Then we have our accounts payables for this month, $179,729.71. We paid a bill for Expand Mobilier for inspections, for the assessment of $13,786. We had the contract with the NPR for assessment services, so we paid in the last month bills for $66,789. The TPI, there was work done in the TPI, so that's the Développement Forestier. There was $45,312 that is to be paid to them. There was also snow plowing for the stone school in Portage, so that's $1,379. There was there's an SHQ file. There was lawyer fees. So those are all the bills to be paid. Then we have all the bills that we did pay in the last month, which are usually some grants, or in this case, we also have the PADF funds that were paid because we managed the program for the West. So there are sums that went out for projects to the other MRCs, and also Colin, Papineau, and Valley-Gatineau. There was SHQ files. We had some stream food files that were grants for private businesses. So there was one for 21,000, one for 27,500, and there was another one, another 22,500. There was also the purchase of kitchen equipment for Sava for 30,000. And some leftover expenses for when we had the floors refinished and waxed. $4,600 on that. And then we had the travel expenses for council for coming to all their meetings for the month of March. So that's $1,762.32. And so we have the resolution. Il est proposé par et unanimement résolu que le conseil de lancé de Pontiac autorise le montant de 179 729,71 de la liste des comptes à payer de la lancée de Pontiac et le montant de 609 505,79 de la liste des comptes payés. Il est également résolu que le conseil des maires de la lancée de Pontiac autorise le montant payé pour les dépenses et frais de voyage et d'affaires des élus de la lancée de Pontiac au montant de 1762,32 pour le mois de mars 2025.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions for Annie about her financial report? Okay, could I have someone move this resolution moved by Pro-Warden Sandra Armstrong? All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.2, an amendment to resolution CM 2025-0117, MRC financial contribution truck purchase, Mansfield Fire Department. A resolution moved by Mayor Corey Spence.
The reason why I'm moving this is I'm chair of the budget committee. So the mandated budget committees involved in various issues around the MRC budget, including annual budget preparations and in-year follow-up. Members are Warden Jane Toller, Mayor Donnie Gagnon, Mayor Christine Francaire, Mayor Doris Ranger, Mayor Ed Walsh, Mayor Odette Godin, Mayor Sandra Armstrong. And our technical is Annie Van Porter, and depending on who's available, Secretary can attend those meetings as well. So this one here, 14.2, as everyone knows, it's very important that we have we usually public, when we have dealing with public funds, we got to be very careful what we do. And our people who look after the money here found that the proper money here should be over here. So this is basically what this is all about. So the unofficial translation is considered adopted the resolution CM 2025-0117, which was resolved. We passed that earlier in the year. That the council authorized financial contributions of 10,000 for the purchase by the municipality of Mansfield contract for the first responder vehicle adopted for transportation equipment related to isolated emergency rescue operations at MRC Pontiac. It is the amount to be reallocated from an unused 10,000 public safety budget. So considering that a correction is required, said resolution specified the budgetary source of the emergency financial contribution of $10,000 for the purchase of the municipality, Mansfield Pontiac, above the mentioned vehicle. So I propose putting motion forward to that.
Thank you very much. Moved by Mayor Corey Spence, all those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 14.3, we have another resolution made by Mr. Budget Chair Corey Spence. Budget resolution, MRC Works, floor replacement, upper floor MRC building.
Okay.
You found it?
No. Somewhat file here somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, 14.3.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, so this is with regards to some floor replacement in the upper floor of the MRC building. So peut-être je vais ça en français, considérant l'adoption de la gestion CM 2024, juste en hier qui stipulait et proposé par la conseillère en région, moi, et reçu par le conseil des maires à trois, comptant pour les travaux d'entretien réalisés à la compagnie de l'air, au montant de 58 860 $ et 31 cents. Et également résolu cette somme soit tirée du budget de dépenses en caractère édifice à l'île, suivant la réallocation d'une somme de 46 562 $. Ce budget à partir d'une somme utilisée initialement appliquée sur les postes budgétaires des autres humaines professionnelles. Considérant que les travaux d'entretien ont été réalisés et créés en 2025 et puis une correction ici depuis la réduction d'atteindre et préciser la source budgétaire de la somme de 58 860 $ et 31 cents qui fut octroyée. Il est proposé par la région de modifier la région CM 2024 de 10 juin présentée pour une faire partie intégrante afin de confirmer la somme de 58 860 $ et 31 cents proviennent des excédents accumulés non affectés de la MRC Pontiac.
Merci beaucoup. So moved by Mayor Corey Spence, all those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. We go to our management of territory, Jason Durant. And is Carrie Richardson here? Not tonight, so you'll be representing. Okay, great. Yes, and then, yes, you're right, exactly. Thank you for being present. So 15.1.1 is a resolution, the application for occupation of rights for Bryson Dock and Boat Launch. It's going to be moved and read by Marilyn Cameron.
Okay, there's actually 3 resolutions. They're basically the same.
Oh, yes,
except
thank you. You want to, we'll just let you,
locations.
we'll just vote for on one, so
Yes.
you can read. Thank you.
Okay, so the 25-year lease for the dock in Bryson expired in January, and in order to obtain a new lease, a resolution for signing the new agreement is required. Whereas lease number 979878 for rights of occupation of the state's water domain held by the MRC Pontiac has expired, whereas a new lease will have to be granted in order to regulate the occupation exercised by the current installations, whereas the lease allows use of the existing dock and boat launch for nonprofit purposes that promote public access to the waterway. It is proposed by Regional Councilor Lynn Cameron and resolved to authorize Mrs. Kim Lesage, Director General and Clerk Treasurer, to sign the lease on behalf of the MRC Pontiac for the occupation of the rights.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Marilyn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.1.2, an application for the occupation of rights for Portage de Fort Dock and Boat Launch. Marilyn Cameron.
Whereas lease number 979877 for rights of occupation of the state's water domain held by the MRC Pontiac has expired. Whereas a new lease will have to be granted in order to regularize the occupation exercised by the current installation. Whereas the lease allows use of the existing dock and boat launch for nonprofit purposes that promote public access to the waterway. It is proposed by a regional councillor and resolved to authorize Mrs. Kim Lesage, Director General and Clerk Treasurer, to sign the lease on behalf of the MRC Pontiac for the occupation of the rights.
Moved by Marilyn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.1.3, the application for occupation of rights, Lillo's Alumet Dock and Boat Launch.
Whereas lease number 989937 for rights of occupation of the state's water domain held by the MRC Pontiac will be expiring. Whereas a new lease will have to be granted in order to regularize the occupation exercised by the current installations. Whereas the lease allows use of the existing dock and boat launch for nonprofit purposes that promote public access to the waterway. It is proposed by Regional Councillor and resolved to authorize Mrs. Kim Lesage, Director General and Clerk Treasurer, to sign the lease on behalf of the MRC Pontiac for the occupation of the rights.
Thank you. Moved by Marilyn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 15.2, the Tree and Forests Festival 2025, a resolution presented by Mayor Jennifer Quayle.
Thank you. To recognize the month of trees and forests organized by the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forests, the MRC wishes to organize the Trees and Forests Festival for the 18th year. Normally, the ministry distributes trees during the month of May, but this year they will be delivered in June. So the planned distribution date this year is Friday, June 6th. The resolution. Attendu que le mois de mai est le mois de l'arbre et des forêts au Québec. Attendu que le ministère des Ressources naturelles et des Forêts donne des arbres à la MRC de Pontiac pour les remettre aux citoyens. Attendu que la MRC de Pontiac organise une journée de l'arbre et des forêts pendant laquelle des arbres sont remis aux citoyens, aux écoles et garderies de Pontiac, et une collaboration est offerte aux municipalités qui désirent organiser une distribution. Attendu que la MRC organise également un barbecue, levée de fonds pour soutenir Pontiac à l'occasion de cet événement. Il est proposé par moi, Jennifer Quayle, et résolu d'autoriser la MRC de Pontiac d'organiser la fête de l'arbre et des forêts et de compléter le financement des activités à partir du programme d'aménagement durable des forêts pour les TPE.
Merci. Moved by Mayor Jennifer Quayle. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. We go on to 15.3, the intermunicipal agreement for the provision of professional geomatic services. The resolution will be read by Mayor Lucy Roubaix-Paquette.
Projet de résolution. Attendu que la MRC du Pontiac a été désignée responsable de la question du programme d'aménagement durable des forêts, ci-après nommé le PADF pour les régions de l'Outaouais. Attendu que la MRC d'Antoine Labelle a été désignée responsable de la gestion du programme d'aménagement durable des forêts pour la région de Laurentides. Attendu que les régions de Laurentides et de l'Outaouais
répondent d'une même direction générale auprès du ministère des Ressources naturelles et des forêts, MANF. Attendu qu'il est dans l'intérêt des régions et des ministères des Ressources naturelles et des forêts d'utiliser des outils communs permettant au meilleur échange de données. Attendu que les TGIRT des deux régions, en collaboration avec la MANF, développent une carte interactive pour mettre en jour et suivre les travaux forestiers et ainsi informer les utilisateurs de la forêt des activités en cours et à venir. Attendu que la MRC d'Antoine Labelle dispose de la ressource professionnelle permettant d'offrir un soutien technique en géomatique, que la MRC du Pontiac désire conclure une entente intermunicipale de fourniture de services professionnels visant à les soutenir dans l'élaboration et à mise à jour des outils géomatiques pour la TGIRT. Il est proposé par moi, Lucie Rivet-Paquet, et résolu que la présente résolution soit adoptée et qu'elle statue et décrète de ce qui suit. Article 1. Le Conseil des maires autorise la conclusion d'une entente intermunicipale afin de bénéficier des soutiens dans l'élaboration et la mise à jour des outils géomatiques nécessaires au bon fonctionnement de la TGIRT. Cette entente est annexée à la présente résolution pour en faire partie comme si elle était ici au long reproduite. Article 2. La directrice générale de la MRC du Pontiac est autorisée à signer la dite entente.
Merci. So moved by Mary Lucy Rivet-Paquet. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.4 MRC priorities for the implementation of PADF projects 2024 to 2025. This will be read and moved by Mayor Odette Godin.
I'm gonna read it in French.
It's your choice.
Whereas the MRC Pontiac has signed the delegation agreement concerning the management of the program, the management of forests between the Minister of Natural Resources and Forests and the MRCs of the Outaouais region, including the city of Gatineau. Whereas the Ministry of Natural Resources, you threw in some French, Resources and Forests, will pay for the 2024-2025 to the Outaouais region the sum of $672,584 in order to continue the commitment of the regional county municipalities with regard to the operation of the local tables of integrated management of resources and territory, as well as to allow the realization of certain targeted interventions. Whereas the MRC Pontiac, designated by the MRCs of the Outaouais to administer the sums granted under the PADF, proposes to the delegates to distribute the budget according to the same criteria defined in the 2021 to 2024 management agreement. Thus, a minimum of 30% of the budget will be devoted to funding TRGIRTO activities, 5% for program administration costs, and 65% of the budget will be reserved for carrying out targeted interventions. Whereas the MRC Pontiac has a budget of $141,987 for targeted interventions. These interventions can be related to sustainable management on residual forest territories, TPI, to the realization of works associated with the multi-use road network or to the support of activities aiming to promote forest management and the development of the forest resource, as well as the implementation of regional forestry strategies. It is proposed by Odette Gutting and resolved to allocate the budget of the MRC Pontiac for the realization of targeted interventions as follows. Activities to promote forest management and the development of the forest resource, as well as the implementation of regional forest strategies promoted by the Office of the Wood Producers Board of Pontiac in the amount of $50,000. Multi-use roads promoted by the MRC Pontiac in the amount of $91,987. It is also resolved to mandate the Director General of the MRC to sign all documents, agreements, and contracts related to the management and administration of the Sustainable Forest Management Program, PADF.
Good job.
Thank you very much. And one thing that's different tonight is that we are, introducing the resolutions by the different mayors around the table. But I haven't been asking, are there any questions? Now, the questions would not be of the mayor, but we do have the staff here. And so I'm just going to say, are there any questions about this particular program at the PADF? Because if so, we have Jason Durant here who could answer questions. So I'll say after each resolution, are there any questions? Okay, so moved by Mayor D'Antonia. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Next, we go to 15.5, MRC priorities for the implementation of PADF projects 2025-2026. And this resolution is going to be read by her warden Sandra Armstrong. Just looking, oh no, I see. Mayor go down was focused on 2024 to 2025, now it's 25 to 26.
Instead of maybe reading the whole resolution again, since it's pretty much the same, the content, I would just go with the second page.
Okay, just the second page for wording. Sandra Armstrong.
Projet de résolution.
He said it's pretty much the very same
It's just,
resolution.
yes, actually, it's the same wording that's gonna be all around, all.
So where are you suggesting she begins
To
reading
go
from?
present actually where the money's gonna be spent, which is the.
Where the money will be spent, that would be good.
So the last paragraph then?
Yeah, the table.
Donc, les travaux d'aménagement sur les territoires forestiers résiduels, TPI, montant versé vers le PADF est de 141 987 $. Il a également résolu de mandater la directrice générale, Madame Kim Lesage, pour signer tous les documents, ententes et contrats relatifs à la gestion et administration du programme d'aménagement durable des forêts.
Okay, merci. Are there any
I'm
questions?
supposing, I forgot the other thing.
No problem. Are there any questions? Seeing none. Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.6, forest management work on TPI. This resolution will be presented by Mayor Brent Orr.
All right. Through its territorial management agreement, the MRC Pontiac must respect the Sustainable Forest Management Strategy, SADF. This being said, in order to meet this strategy, it must, among other things, undertake various forest management activities that are provided for in the PAFIO. Whereas the Ministry of Forests, Wildlife and Parks and the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources have delegated to the MRC Pontiac the territorial management for the intermunicipal public lands. Whereas the MRC Pontiac is entrusted with forest management powers and responsibilities as defined in Article 52 of the Sustainable Forest Management Act applicable to residual forest lands. Whereas the MRC Pontiac has a tactical integrated forest management plan, PAFIT, and an operational integrated forest management plan, PAFIO, in due form for the management of its TPIs. Moved by myself, Brenda Orr, and resolved to authorize Mr. Jason Duran, Director of Territory, to coordinate forest management work on certain TPIs as outlined in V2 and V3 of the PAFIO.
Thank you very much. And are there any questions about this? For Jason Duran? Okay, seeing none, moved by Mayor Brennator, all those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 13.7, 15, excuse me. 15 didn't have the glasses, 15.7, adoption of the revision of the agricultural zone development plan, the PDZA of the MRC Pontiac, resolution to be read by Mayor Edward Walsh.
Whereas the original PDZA was adopted in 2014. Whereas in February 2023, the MRC Pontiac committed to revising an agricultural zone development plan, PDZA. Whereas the projected timeline to complete the revision by the end of February 2025 has been met. Whereas the consultation took place in the form of 3 forums and 4 thematic workshops across the territory during the co-creation process of the PDZA revision. Whereas the analysis of this document was carried out by the Economic Development and the Environmental Departments of the MRC Pontiac, as well as the PDZA follow-up committee. It is moved by Edward Walsh and resolved that the MRC Pontiac adopts the revision of the agricultural zone development plan.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions on this for Jason Durant? Seeing none. Moved by Mayor Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and it carries. So economic development, the under Terry LaFleur, 16.1, the Jones A commanded, 16.1.1. We have a resolution about national holidays, Saint Jean Baptiste Day, 2025. From the committee, it's going to be read by Mayor Jean-Louis Coybon.
Contexte, nous avons reçu une demande pour une commandite du Comité des loisirs de l'île du Grand-Calumet pour la fête nationale Saint-Jean 2025 qui va avoir lieu le 21 juin 2025. Il est recommandé d'allouer la commandite pour la somme de $1000. We have received a request for a sponsorship from the Recreational Committee of Calumet for the Saint Jean-Baptiste National Day celebration to be held on June 21, 25. It is recommended that the sponsorship be allowed in the amount of $1,000. The resolution, considérant que la demande présentée, considérant que la recommandation du département de développement économique, il est proposé par moi, Jean-Louis Corriveau, d'accorder une commandite de $1000 au Comité des loisirs de l'île du Grand-Calumet.
Merci. Are there any questions for Terry LaFleur about this? Seeing none, moved by Mayor Jean-Louis Corriveau. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. We have some people listening tonight, joining us, and one person has said such an improvement in audio quality and volume. So isn't that great? Nice to hear that. Keep the positive comments coming. 16.1.2, donation request, annual Pontiac Business Fair. In cooperative de solidarité, the Centre de loisirs des Graveurs. And this will be presented by Mayor Christine from Kerr.
Nous avons reçu une demande pour un don de la coop de solidarité du Centre des loisirs des Graveurs pour leur salon annuel des entreprises du Pontiac qui va avoir lieu le 3 mai 2025. Il est recommandé d'allouer un don pour une somme de $200. We have received a request for a donation from the co-op de solidarité du Centre de loisirs des Graveurs du Pontiac. Their Pontiac Business Fair to be held on May 3rd, 2025. It is recommended that a donation be allocated in the amount of $200. Considérant la demande présentée, considérant la recommandation du département de développement économique, il est proposé par le conseiller régional, moi-même, Christine Francard, et résolu d'accorder un don de 200 $ à la coop de solidarité Centre des loisirs des graveurs. Considering the request presented, considering the recommendation from the Economic Development Department, it is proposed by Regional Councillor, myself, Christine Francard, and resolved to grant a donation of $200 to the co-op de solidarité Centre des loisirs des graveurs.
Okay, merci. Any questions? So moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.2, strategic management plan to revive the Pontiac Slaughterhouse, also known as the Abattoir. The resolution will be read by Mayor Bill McCleary.
Un projet des saveurs de Marno.
Sounded good. Doing good. Keep going.
Bit of context in the unofficial translation, the Agri-Silver project was launched in 2023. Funding was obtained from the Monash to initiate a food processing project. The slaughterhouse is one of the key pillars for the development of Agri-Silver. The MRC is working closely with the Agri-Silver's Pontiac Solidarity Cooperative to structure and energize the agri-food industry in the Outaouais region. Residual funds are available to the FRR Stream 1 to support business development. The requested support will help attract key expertise to lead the revival of the slaughterhouse, ensuring regional outreach and a tailored response to producers' needs. Whereas residual funds remain available in Mamash's FRR Stream 1, whereas the deadline to allocate these funds was March 31st. Whereas there is a need for external expertise to support the relaunch of the abattoir. Whereas an amount of $80,000 is available in the residual fund at Mamash's FRR Stream 1. Whereas the total value of the project is $100,000, of which 20% is an in-kind contribution from the MRC, example, human resources allocated to the project. Consequently, it's proposed by me, Bill McCleary, and resolved by the Council of the Regional Municipality of Pontiac to authorize Ms. Jane Toller, Warden, Ms. Kim Lesage, Director General, to sign the financial assistance agreement for the program Soutien en aidant des régions des fonds de régie et ruralité, volet 1, as well as all documents related to the agreement retroactively to March 31st, 2025.
Excellent. Thank you. Any questions? So this resolution was moved by Mayor Bill McCleary. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.3. Tourism Outaouais, a marketing plan for MRC Pontiac for 2025 to 2026. The resolution was in the meeting of Mayor Donald Gagnon, and it will now be read by Pro-Mayor Neil Maloney.
Yes, so just a little background, the MRC has received a new MRC agreement and MRC plan with Tourism Outaouais for promotion of attractions, accommodations, events and activities in MRC Pontiac territory. The resolution is considering that the MRC Pontiac aims to promote and showcase its local business, considering that MRC is committed to promoting various tourism development initiatives, considering that the tourism budget has funds available for this type of project, and considering the visibility and data for the year 24-25 has been more than favorable, considering that the MRC plan has a value of $20,000 and the Tourism Outaouais will match the amounts contributed by the MRC Pontiac. It is proposed by myself, Neil Maloney, to resolve that the MRC Pontiac contribute an amount of $10,000 for the planned MRC for 2025-2026.
Okay, thank you. I just have a quick question. So I guess it would be to Terry. Talking about 20,000 and then 10,000. So can you just explain that?
The Tourism Outaouais is matching our $10,000.
Okay, I guess when I first heard it, I thought it was 20 and 20.
No.
It's a total of 20. And we're paying 10 and they're paying 10. Okay, thank you very much. Moved by Pro-Mayor Neil Maloney. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thank you. Now we go on to regional infrastructure. Under Director General Kim Lesage. 17.1, the grass cutting contract for 2025, and this would be here at the MIC building. Yes. And it's going to be read, moved by Mayor Christine from her.
Octroyer un contrat de tonte de pelouse au jardin sportif du Pontiac pour la tonte de la pelouse du terrain principal de la MRC du Pontiac. Award a lawn mowing contract to the Jardin du Pontiac for the mowing of the lawn of the main lot of the MRC Pontiac. Considérant que la MRC du Pontiac a reçu une soumission du Jardin éducatif du Pontiac pour la tonte de la pelouse pour la saison 2025 pour une somme de 5 188 et 5 sous. Considérant que le travail est estimé prendre 3 heures par semaine à un coût de 64,05 $ de l'heure et sera offert pour une durée de 27 semaines. Il est proposé par moi-même, Christine Francard, et résolu d'octroyer le contrat de tonte de pelouse au Jardin éducatif du Pontiac pour la saison 2025. Whereas the MRC Pontiac received a bid from the Jardin éducatif du Pontiac for lawn mowing for 2025 season for the amount of $5,188.05. Whereas the work is estimated to take 3 hours per week at a cost of $64.05 per hour and will be offered for a period of 27 weeks. It is moved by myself and resolved to award the lawn mowing contract to the Jardin éducatif du Pontiac for the 2025 season.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? Moved by Mayor Christine from her. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. So now we go to correspondence. 18.1, a resolution of support, request for action on CLSC service cuts and healthcare issues, and this was concerning the CLSC closure for municipality in Canton de L'Eau. And Cindy Squiddy will read the resolution.
So a bit of context. Beginning April 1st, the CLSC in Low was reduced to one service day per week and only by appointment. So the municipality of Low has asked neighboring municipalities and neighboring MRCs to pass a resolution of support to increase their services because currently it does not meet the needs of the population. So the resolution in support of the municipality of Low's resolution for increased services at the CLSC of Low. Whereas the municipality of Low has adopted a resolution calling for an increase in services provided at the CLSC of Low. Whereas the CLSC of Low plays a vital role in delivering essential health and social services to residents of the region, including those from neighboring municipalities. Whereas residents from the MRC Pontiac regularly utilize the CLSC of Low due to its accessibility and the necessity of its services. Whereas increasing the services available at the CLSC of Low would enhance the quality of care, reduce travel burdens for rural residents, and help address healthcare access challenges in the broader Outaouais region. Moved by myself, Sydney Squiddy, and resolved that the MRC Pontiac hereby supports the resolution of the municipality of Low calling for increased services at the CLSC of Low. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the municipality of Low, the Centre Intégré de Santé et de Services Sociaux de l'Outaouais, and the appropriate provincial health authorities to demonstrate our collective support for equitable health access to healthcare services in our region.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Moved by Premier Sydney Squiddy. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And there have been some rumors circulating. I've been called often by our local media and media in Gatineau about whether our CLSCs are closing. And just to update you, there is no plan for that. Dr. Mark Bilodeau, the PDG of CISO, is keeping me well informed. He said discussions are taking place, but I really reinforced to him how important our CLSCs are and the pressure they take off the Pontiac Hospital. And, you know, Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong pointed out to me that the CLSC in Mansfield actually is the first go-to place for any emergencies on Jim's Lake. And otherwise you'd have to go to Pembroke. And so we know too that because of our excellent service, we have people coming from Gatineau to use it as well. So anyways, I think it's really wonderful that we are collaborating and supporting another part of the Outaouais that has had this limitation of service. So thank you very much, Pro Mayor Sydney Squeen. Now we will go on to 18.2, which is an MRC resolution CM 2025-0125 about cellular coverage involving Videotron. And Mayor Corey Spence has information.
Yeah, so this is just information based on that resolution that the warden had talked about with regards to cellular coverage. So this was earlier this year where it was highlighted all the many things that are deficient about our cellular coverage in our area and all through Quebec. And I was just reading it over again. One thing that really strikes me as that's great away is sharing of the towers. So we know that these towers are highly subsidized by our government. Why aren't these providers not allowing them to share them? So we sent that out and we copied a bunch of people and also all the major providers. And that was back, I think it was early January. And only a whole 4 months later, we had a response from one. So that was the Videotron, and basically they just highlighted saying that they're looking for government funding, which is yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Sorry, step in the right direction. So thank you very much, Mayor Corey Spence. And also it should probably be announced that the provincial government had made a commitment to roll out cellular service to all of Quebec the way they did the fiber optic in time for the 2026 election. And Director General Kim Lesage and I were at an FQM a couple of months ago, and we noticed that the Outaouais has now been kind of removed and that it won't be done by 2026. They're projecting like 2028. So if we haven't already done a resolution, I think that we need to send a strongly worded resolution and have M&A Andre Fortin help us, which I know he will. Saying that, and actually we won't do it tonight because it's going to be done as a CPO from all the wardens and the mayoress of Gatineau, because we're all in the same boat and we're all being put on the back burner. We're being delayed, and they may have budget problems in the government, but you know, I just think it's unacceptable that we would be delayed like that. Yes,
Just that, because the CRTC is highly involved with that kind of stuff, not only the government of Quebec, that whoever your
our MP
should
right.
also be copied.
So there was discussion about that last night in the debate, and it sounded pretty rosy, as if, you know, they're well aware that we need that. But that's it's very timely right now, so we could all be doing our best to communicate this with the candidates. Thank you, for instance. So that was just for information. Is there anything miscellaneous, Director General? Massage, okay, so now we go to our second question period and statements. Are there any questions or statements from our audience? Okay. Well, it's been very nice. May I also say, I hope you found the meeting interesting with our new format, and you're very patient. Someone has their hand up. It's oh, I know why your hand is up. Just a moment. Okay, I still just kind of, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but this is our first formal second statement and question period, and we're proud of the fact that it's not just a question period, it is a statement period too, meaning you can speak your mind. So going. And now we will go to
I'd
our
like to make a motion.
adjournment. Yes, oh, you'd like to make a resolution?
A motion,
A motion, what is it?
close meeting.
Oh, okay, so we are having, we have a volunteer here who would like to move, the mayor, the closing of this meeting, so motion for adjournment, moved by Mayor, what a surprise, Odette. All those in favor? Opposed, and that is unanimous. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, everyone online, thank you for joining us, and thank you to our.
Thank you for being there.
Thanks.
Have a good
Karen.
evening.
I'll be talking soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I really like. Happy Easter, everybody.
You too. Happy Easter.
Joyous talk, happy Easter, everyone.